I'm watching this thinking like I don't see that as being a physical, mental possibility for me. I imagine that if I was in a circumstance, I'd quit on the spot. The moment anyone tried to bring anything up, I'd punch the monitor. And I got to be completely honest. Watching this film, I'm in the middle of it, and I'm thinking, am I wrong about the death penalty? That's how seriously I was moved by this. I'm very anti-death penalty, but seeing this message made me really just start to think about what the Founding Fathers meant, how they went through this, what does it really mean? And it really challenged my moral views on how we deal with crimes like this. That's how I'll phrase it. And ultimately, I would say I'm still very much opposed to the death penalty. But when you watch this,
it challenged you.
It challenged me. Like these people and the crimes they have committed against children is the most heinous thing in my mind imaginable. Yeah. You talk about passion murders and things like that, and those are at the top. Murder being one of the worst possible things you can do. Mm-hmm. But you know, when it comes to a lot of these crimes of passion and planning, there is some underlying purpose about greed. There's some sin, one of the 7 deadly sins associated with it, and that's why it's near the top. But this abuse of children, I think, the worst crime imaginable. Yeah. And my view is if murder of an individual warrants the death penalty, why would not this, the most heinous of all crimes imaginable? And that's a deep challenge for me. Ultimately, where I land on the death penalty is I just don't trust the government enough to accurately deal out justice.
Minimum 100 years of jail. Minimum.
Yes.
For anybody.
But that's
who steal the innocence and the purity of a child.
Locked up forever. The fact that there are minimum. There are people who have abused children who have been convicted of abusing children in a court of law and have served their sentences, and now they're just out in public. How can you serve a sentence for that crime? How can we? Exactly. It has one of the highest recidivism rates. That's true with sex crimes generally speaking, and they just let these people back out on the streets.
Would you like someone like that to be your neighbor if you have a child?
Yeah. Well, this happened too. I've talked about this before. Brian Peck, he was convicted of abusing a child, and then after he was released from prison, what the court said is he was not allowed to work with children. He previously worked at the Disney Channel. The Disney Channel hired him back, but to speak to them over the phone and consult over the phone so he wouldn't be around children. Wow. Why is this man out of prison? Why does this man have a job? Why would these networks want to continue working with him? It's sickening.